Hi everyone, this is Sheila Peters and we're about to do a stretch body awareness class. We're going to be spending most of our time on the floor. So set yourself up with your knees nice and bent, legs together, hands behind, straight backs, and we're just going to drop over from one side to the other with those knees glued together so that we start to get a little bit of action in our lower spine and through the hips. And over, and let's take that once more. And reach it over and reach it over. Good. Coming back over to your first side. Setting those legs up. We're going to drop the hip down so your knees will open up and then drop the hip up. And you'll start to get a little stretch on the inside of the side body. And drop down and lift up. So we're just trying to drop that hip down and lift it up and drop it down and lift it up. Glue the legs together and let's come back over to the other side. Same thing. Drop that hip down, the top hip, and lift. Drop it down and lift. So we're just kind of exaggerating that side motion that we were doing when we had the legs glued together and increasing it. Let's go back over to the first side. We're going to take the same thing. We're going to have to balance ourselves with our right leg. So we're going to bend the hip down and then have this arm off the floor. And then as we lift it up, we're shooting through the hand there and letting that hip come all the way up. And elbow goes back as you open the knee and lift and back and lift. See how far out you can reach to that diagonal as you push that hip up. Good. Come back to the position, realign the legs, coming over to the other side. Support yourself and hip goes down as the elbow goes back and reach and open the knees and reach as the hip comes up. Elbow, knee, and up and drop it back and up. Excellent. Come back to neutral. Let's stretch the legs out and let's just flex out through the feet. Ball of the foot and point. Flex. Ball of the foot and point. Flex. Ball of the foot and point. Flex. Ball of the foot and point. Excellent. Come back to the flex position. Make sure the divine flesh is out from underneath you. And let's just rotate at the hip. And now close and cross. Open out. Crossing the other foot in front. Over and out. And cross. Good. Out. And cross. Let's go back out to that rotated out position. Hands can come down. Make sure that divine flesh is out from underneath you. Shoulders don't lift. And we're going to go back into that point through the ball of the foot. Toes come up and flex. Balls of feet, point. Toes come up and flex. Balls of feet and point and toes and up. Once more. Balls of the feet and point and toes and come up. Good. Shake the legs out. Let's slide them underneath us. And we're going to go on to our hands and knees. And so let's make sure that we have a good position here for yourself. If you need to have a little bit of a brace or an extra padding under your knees here, please do that. Hands on the hips, and we're going to push up with the hips. So we're going straight up. Good. And come down. And straight up. And come down. Straight, lift, and come down, and straight up, and come down, come back up, and now we're going to just sort of push the hip out to the side, and we're not really making our bodies do too much other than pushing that hip out to the side, and out. So you're trying to isolate this IT band here, and push it out, and breathe and out. 2 more sets. Push it out. You might find one side gets more stretch than the other, depending on what you've done in your life with your hips. Out to the side, good, and out to the side, coming up right. Let's just take one arm up and one down. That arm goes up, this one goes down. Try to reach them in a line there. Now, feeling like somebody pulls you up at the wrist, to the top wrist, we're going to go to the other side and feel that stretch. On the other side, letting the head go, lifting up from the top arm, stretch over to the other side, way out there. Good. And pull it up and going to the side. So you're opening up that side body and come up. Now we're going to take a variation with our hands being flexed. So we're pushing out through the heels. Maybe you can feel on the heels of the hands that you get a little deeper stretch, still lifting up from that top arm. Reach to the side. Feel that stretch. Reach up and down. Good. Lift up and over. And here we go. Feeling the flex. Feel the arms reaching away, opening up the side body. Lift up and over. And then reach to the other side, flex, and lift up and down. Way up there. Good. And come upright. Hands on the hips. We're going to rotate the right leg out and make it go into a wide position. Depending on how much flexibility you have here, you may want that leg to be farther out. Or if not, you can have a little bit tighter in. Now, keeping this leg in a parallel position, we're pressing out. So we'll be rolling on this knee. That's why you have the extra padding if you need it. And we're increasing the openness in the inside of the hip there. And come upright to neutral position. 3 more. Press it out, feeling that nice stretch. Keeping the upper body nice and straight. So you're rotating out with the right leg, but keeping the left leg parallel. And straight. And repeat that. And out. Good. And up. Let's bring that leg in and let's go into the other side. Here we go. Step yourself up with a width of you want that is best for you here. And press out. Good. Now, if anything in this class feels uncomfortable to the point where you think it's not good for you, you know that you should modify the exercises. And come on. And push it out. And come upright. And push it out. Good. And come upright. Let's replace that knee down. And let's take another side bend. This time we're going to try and touch the floor. We're going to let our hips go way out there. So let's go to your right first. You're going to push the hip out and see if you can reach the hand down to the floor. Really pushing that hip out to the left side. Arm is up over your head. So again, we're getting more of a side body stretch, but also through that hip. Coming upright, let's swing, reach, and push it out. And you might find one side feels a little different than the other, but we're really trying to push that hip out to the side as we bring the arm overhead. Let's take 3 more steps, just like that. Reach way out there, seeing if you can increase the range of motion each time. Coming upright and reaching over. Pushing that hip out. Do you have one side that is more challenging than the other? Here's our 3rd set. Way out there. Good. And reach and push out. Push it out. And here comes our 4th side. And reach and stretch. Good. You might find that you're getting farther over with your upper body as your head goes with you. Excellent. And come upright. Good. Let's come back down again and scoot to the side. And we're going to sit with our legs nice and tall. You might have to adjust some things because of the movement that we just did with those legs. So our backs are straight. Our knees are glued. And we're going to just gently open out, grab and hold the ankles, trying to keep the back as straight as you can, feeling that inside thigh stretch that we're getting here. And then come up and open and come up and open and come up and open and come up. Now we're going to place our left leg a little farther forward. Again, make sure the divine flesh is out from underneath so that you've got a straight back. And we're going to work just with the right leg. So we're opening that right leg out. Now, because we have the anchor here, you may find that you can extend that stretch in the inside thigh. And let's take 3 more of those. Open. Good. And lift. And open. And up. And open. And lift. Let's go back out once more. Opening out. Keeping the back straight. Hands go behind to support you, but don't let those shoulders lift. Flex the foot. We're going to drive out in that rotated position out to the front. And then come in and try and get that knee to drop a little bit more. Reaching out. Press it. Good. And coming back in and opening that knee. Repeat 2 more times. Press it out. Feel the length through that whole leg. And coming back in again. So you'll feel this all the way from your hip out to the heel. Way out there. Good. And come in. Now let's take another variation. We're going to go out. We're going to point the foot, ball the foot, and then rotate in that pointed foot. So the hips rolling in and out. So you really can see and feel where we're working. We're working in that hip joint. In and out. And repeat. In and out. Let's go back into the toe, flex, drive, and open. And just notice if it feels like that knee is farther over to the side. We're going to repeat this. So we're going to drive out, feeling that outward motion. But instead of pointing, we're going to go in the flex foot, which may increase that, particularly inside, as we bring the leg inside, stretch and work in the hip on the outside there. And out. We have 2 more. Rolling in, keeping the back straight. And roll out. Good. And in. And out. Let's come back up again. Drop that leg down. And you may really feel that there's a big difference between where your knee was initially. And then bring the legs up and just sit tall with the legs out. And notice how that hip feels compared to the one we haven't worked. It will be a little fatigued, but it might feel like it's relaxed and you have a little more ability to sit up tall on that side. So let's take it to the other side. Bending the knees, shooting the right leg out a little bit, getting the hands behind to support you, and we're dropping the knee open. Notice where you are at this first time. And come up and reach out with that hip and upright. 2 more times. Moving it to the side and up. And your ankle leg stays straight up and out and lift. We're going back out. We're flexing the foot and we're driving out in that rotated position. We're really pushing out through the heel and then opening and making that knee go to the side. You may already see or feel a difference in terms of how far out that leg is. Here we go with our second time. And come into an open position. Repeat. And reach. Way out there. And coming back in, letting that knee drop. And press it out, making sure you're not lifting your shoulders up as you support yourself with your arms. And in. Here we go. We're going to go all the way out. And we're going to go through the ball of the foot and point. Now we're rotating in towards our mid-center line and out and in. Feeling what that does in the hip joint. And out. And rotate it in. Good. And out. And rotate it in and out. Ball of the foot, flex, drive, and open. Again, you may feel that you've gotten a little bit more of a range of motion there. Let's take that with a flexed foot. So we're driving out. We're going to stay in that flexed foot. And we rotate the whole thing in. And as I said on the other side, you may find that that gives you a little bit more leverage with the flexed foot to feel that rotation in on the outside here. And out. 2 more. In. Good. And out. And in. And out. Driving that leg up. Really noticing how far out you can get. You should find that there's a difference from the first time. And then bring the legs up and shoot the legs out. And again, just sort of notice as you rock from hip to hip on those sits bones that both hips have opened up a little bit and feel like they've released any tension that you may have been holding. Okay, let's come back up again. We're going to go into our side position, which we started class with. So our legs are together and we're dropping. Now we're going to take circles with the hip. And that means that it's not going to be a huge motion, but we're going to push the hip forward, lift the hip in, opening it out to the side and turning and reaching it out. Good. And come in. So we're going to front, lift it up. We have a rotation out here, but we're going to then turn the leg out and around. So we're pushing the hip back and coming in. And each time that you do this sort of modified circle, hip goes forward, lift it up, rotate it out. We're going to shoot it out and then roll it and push the hips back. Each time you may find that you get a bigger range of motion there. And your hips will be feeling this. Front with the hip, lift it up, open it out, drive it out, bring it into that roll position and push the hip back. See how far you can get, and then bring the knee in. Let's come back up to a neutral position. You may find that it's quite tiring, quite fatiguing on that hip that we work with because we're doing things in a way that you ordinarily do not. Let's take it to the other side, legs up, roll to the side, support yourself with your arms. Again, don't let those shoulders lift up. And we're pushing the hip forward. And if you need to, you can move your arm and lift it up. Open it out to the side. Stretch it to the side. Now we're going to roll and push the hip back. And come in. Your upper body is going to reflect what's happening with that hip. So the hip goes forward, lift it up, rotate it out, stretch it out, roll it, push the hip back. You can use your hands to help push you. And then come back in. 2 more. Into the front. Lift it up. Carry it to the side, stretch it out, roll, push that hip back. Good. And we have 1 more. And lift it to the front. Up. Good. Carry it to the side. Stretch it out, roll it, push the hip back. Good. And come in. Excellent. Let's come up to a sitting position. And once again, you may find because of that work, you're able to sit up directly a little bit more easily. So let's start working into a different part of our body. We've done a lot of work on those hips. Let's fold our legs, right legs in front, divine flesh is underneath. Remember, this is a layered effect, not trying to be too close to the torso so your back can be truly straight. Let's drop our heads down and lift our heads up and drop our heads down and lift our heads up. Drop the heads down, lift the heads up and drop the heads down and lift the heads up. Come back to neutral position. We're going to go directly to the side and side, reaching and looking to the side. Keep the back straight and side and side. Good. Side and side. From this side, let's go down with our chin to the chest, taking circles over to the right. Lift it up, trying to go into the positions in between, in the diagonals with that chin. Our second circle, keeping the back straight. Lift up, all the way around and down. 2 more, and circle, and lift, and up, and around, and circle, and side. Lift it up and around, coming all the way down. Let's go over to the right and reverse it. So we have down. Now, as you're going into each of these positions in this circle, you're noticing what's happening with the back of your neck and then your front of your neck. As your head goes down, you're stretching out the back of the neck and the sides of the neck. Lift them up, and as you come up, you're stretching out the front of the neck. And come down. You're trying to go through each of the positions and create more ease in the area that's getting a stretch all the way up and around. And let's take that once more. And drop down. Good. And lift up and around. Let's go all the way over to the left to complete this. Good. And come back to neutral. Just shake that head out. Good. Let's switch legs so each leg gets a chance to be in front. Make sure you reset here with the divine flesh. And let's work with our shoulders. So our shoulders lift and down and up and down. Lift them up and down and lift. Now we're going to go forward and back and front. Keep them low. Back. So you feel your shoulder blades work away and then squeeze together. And work away and squeeze together. Good. And work away and squeeze together. Let's bring our hands back to neutral and arms out. We're going to bring our hands to the front, clasp our hands together, keeping our back straight. Bring our hands in a little bit as we take a deep breath in And then exhale and pull the arms forward. So you're really opening up and making the shoulder blades work away from each other. Now we're going to open the arms and we're going to clasp the hands behind. Bring a deep breath in. As you exhale, you're going to push the hands behind, straighten, and let your upper body sort of arc a little bit to the front. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see where we're going here. So we've got the chest, upper chest going forward, and the arms going back. Let's take that once again. From here, we're going to bring the hands front, clasp them, inhale, exhale, reach out. So you're really creating space in the shoulder blades, and then come out, keeping the back straight. We bring our hands together, deep breath in, exhale, press the hands behind, lift them up. So you're opening up in the shoulders and the collarbone in front. We're going to take that one more time. Out with the arms, bring them together, clasp them, breathe in, exhale, reach way out there. Really feeling that pull away without lifting up. And then from here, arms go out. Bring the hands together, deep breath in, exhale, shoulders stay down as the arms reach up and the front of the body gets a stretch there. Excellent. Good. Coming up right. Let's come back facing front. Realign and make sure that your divine flesh is out from underneath you. And then we're going to take another sort of side body stretch using arms. So your left arm is coming across. You're going to grab a hold of the wrist with the right hand, and the hips will stay right where they are. We're going to take a deep breath in. As you exhale, see if you can pull that left arm across, and you're going to feel a stretch in the rib cage, in the back, shoulder blades, but a little bit more deeper stretch, perhaps. And then ease off. Inhale. Exhale. Pull. So you're getting a little twist in the spine as well. And ease off. Inhale. Exhale. Pull. Stretch. Good. And last time, ease off. Inhale, exhale, and pull. Excellent. Release that arm. Just notice how that shoulder now feels, that whole side feels. And let's take it to the other side. So here we are, arms out, cross, and grabbing a hold of the wrist here. Deep breath in. Hips stay where they are, but the rest of your body can twist. And you're pulling the arms so you can really feel a stretch in the back of your shoulder blade area. And inhale, exhale, reach, good, and inhale, exhale, pull it, feel that length, keeping the back straight, good, and release, inhale, exhale, pull and stretch, good, and release that, and just roll the shoulders, wiggle them out a little bit and see how that feels, excellent. Okay, again, resetting. Making sure the spine is straight and you're sitting on those two sit bones. And let's take the hand, right hand down, and put the elbow down and reach the arm over. Hips will stay down. So again, we're working with that side body stretch. Good. We're going to come up out of that, take the hand and put it through this now straightened area. So we're getting a twist. Coming back up and over and trying to get the elbow down. Now, if you can't get the elbow down, that's okay. You just go down as far as you can. Coming up. Bring this hand through and twist. There's a whole lot of places in that upper body, in the rib cage area, and in the lower spine that gets a nice release here as we take this. And come through and twist. Good. And last time. Coming up. And over. Feel that length. Both hips stay on the floor. Coming up. Twist and reach through. Good. Coming up right. And you're going to find that you're listing over to the side. Let's take it to the other side because we really opened up and released a lot on this side of the body. Here we go. Divine flesh is out. And we're going to the side. Reaching the arm over. Maybe this first time you're more in this position, but if you can get the elbow down, do. So feel that side body stretch. The opposite hip, the right hip is on the floor. We come up with the bottom hand. This arm comes through, and we take a twist. And come up right. And reach it over. Trying to lengthen through that spine. Beautiful. And come up and twist through. So you're trying to curve and twist at the same time. You should be feeling that in parts of your spine. And reach over. How far over can you get? Coming up, you can twist and push. See if you can get a little bit more in that twisted position. Whole bunches of parts of your spine and your back will feel like it's releasing. Here we go, fourth time. Up, coming through, twist and reach. Good. And come up, right. So this whole part of your body, this midsection, should feel like it's starting to feel a little more loose. Okay, let's go to your left. We're going to bend the knees, stretch our legs out in a pointed position. They're parallel, facing front. And we're going to be lying all the way down. We get this elbow in front of us, and we're just going to take some knee bends up to our chest. So it will be, our arm may be in the way of it. So we're going to go in and out, and in and out. Good. In and out, holding out to the core, in and out. Now flex the feet, and in and push out, and in, push it out, and in, push it out, and in, push it out. Now point the feet. We're going to rotate the top leg and do the same thing, but now our knee goes up and reach, and up and reach, and lift and reach, and up and reach. Flex that top foot, and we have lift and out and up and out. Good. And lift and out and up and out. Let's point the foot, come up to an upright position. Now here's where a little balance happens. So you need to use the core muscles. You're going to go to the front and lift it up and go to the front, letting your bottom leg help to anchor you along with this bent front arm, and bend front and lift and lift. Let's shoot the leg out. We're going to flex it and do the same thing with a flex position. So we're bending the knee up. And here we go. Really holding on to the core and open out and in. There's a lot that's working here in your body. And drop down and up. And drop it down and up. Pushing that leg out and going into the point. Bring that top leg into a parallel position. Try to glue the legs together as you push yourself up and roll on that hip. And we go to the other side. Sometimes keeping those legs together is the hardest part. Okay, here we go. We've supported ourselves here with our front arm. Our legs are parallel, feet are pointed, and we are reaching out with the hand there. And we have our simple knee bends up with a pointed foot. And down. And lift. And out. Reach it up. And out. Reach it up. And out. Flex that foot. And up. And out. Bottom leg stays parallel and pointed. It's your anchor. Push it out through the heel. Lift. Push it out. And up. And push it out. Now go into the point with that top leg. Rotate that top leg out. And we have the open position. And stretch. And lift. Reach it out. Lift it up. And out. And lift. And out. Flexing that foot. And lift. And out. Good. And lift. Reach it out. And lift. Reach it out. And up. And reach. Point the foot. We're coming back into that up position. And now we're folding it over. And here's where a lot of core work happens, as well as balance. And over to the front. And lift it up. Two more. And over to the front. And lift it up. Good. And over to the front. And lift it up. Flex that. Let's bring the leg down. Flex it out. And now coming up into that knee bend with a flexed foot. Here we go. Over. And lift. And over. and lift, and over, and up. Last time, over, and up. Press out in that heel, push through the point, rotate the leg, and then swing, and let's come upright. Good. Just for a moment, let's just flex our feet and push the hips front and back, because there was a lot of work on the outside of the hip that we just did. So pushing the hip forward, heel goes forward, and shift and change. Left hip and foot. Shift and change. And push out. Repeat. Push it out, letting the upper body twist, so we're getting a little action in that lower spine, and reach. And last time, push it out. Good. And going out. Excellent. Come back to center. We're going to come back into that position here on the side, but we're going to be in a slightly different formation here. So we're going to let the knees bend up in front of us. We're going to take the top hip and the top leg and put it in front of us. And now we're going to push our hips forward so that we're rolling. And you may find the bottom leg rolls and wants to be more straight. And you're rolling so your hips go all the way towards the floor. Your hip bones are going towards the floor. The upper body will go with you. And now, by moving the hip back, you go in the opposite direction. So the hip is coming back there. And slide. This should actually feel pretty relaxing. Rolling to the front. And roll it to the back with that hip. Letting the upper body roll and the hips roll to the front and to the back. When I do this, I kind of feel like I'm a little kid in bed, just sort of trying to find a comfortable position. Roll and come back. Good. Coming back to your neutral position, the knee will still be here in this bent configuration. I'm going to take that with our upper body, this roll. So we're going to shoot that front hand forward, reach it up, and now we're going to reach it to the back. Now I've got the wall there, so I'm bending my knee, my elbow. But if you have more space, you can keep that arm straight, but you'll feel a stretch through the inside of this shoulder area. Coming through, reach, push, way out. So the same thing is happening with our upper body as our hips are staying nice and still. Good. And come forward, reach, stretch it out. Good. Way out there. Lift up. And if you do have the same issue I do with the wall being in the way, really keep that elbow going back there. If you can extend that arm, let that arm give you a little more stretch there. Good. And let's take one more. Here we go. Reaching forward, all the way out, lift, and up. And what you notice in this position is that we've got the knee of that top leg going forward and the elbow of the top arm going back. So we're getting a diagonal stretch there. Just enjoy that and exaggerate that a little bit. Good. And come down. Excellent. Bring the legs together. Long line. Move it together and let's go to the other side and take it to the other side. Doing this diagonal opposite pole stretch, you may find that you've got more of an opening as you made that shift over. Here we go. This top leg comes forward, and we're shooting the hip forward and rolling to the floor, towards the floor, opening up towards those hips. And then the hip rolls and comes back. And push it forward, slide, reach, and bring it back. And push it to the hip to the back wall. Your upper body is going to reflect what happens here, going to the front. And push it to the back. And roll and push forward. Maybe you get a little more opening in that hip area. And push back. Good. Come back to your neutral position. Align your legs up in a way that feels good for you, but that top hip is forward. You've got the knee on the floor. Taking that same arm, reach it to the front, and lift it up. You're rolling the upper body to the back, and again, you can have just an elbow bent, pressing the elbow back as the hip goes forward, opening up that upper body in a dive stretch. Here we go. Push, reach forward, lift it up. Bending the elbow back if you have no space, or if you have the arm lengthened, keep it open and long and come forward. The truth is, if you have a long arm, if you have the ability to do that, it's going to give you a bit more of a stretch. But go back to still feeling the hip forward, so the knee is forward, the elbow is back, really opening up on that diagonal stretch. We have one more. Reach forward, way up, lift, coming up, reaching to the back, elbow bends. See how far back you can get with your upper body as your lower body still is pressing forward and front. Good. Coming back to your neutral position, hand, legs, glue them together, and let's come to a sitting up position. And I just want you to feel the length that you've created through this whole area here by doing that diagonal oppositional stretch. Let's go onto our hands and knees, and let's work with our feet a little bit just to get that part of our body moving. So your front leg is going to go out. You're going to press through the heel, stretching out, shoulders are down, pressing out through the Achilles, and then roll through the foot. So you're really articulating the foot and going to the top of the toe. We're going to take 4 of these, pressing back. Good. And press and come front. And pressing and pushing to the back. And pressing and coming to the front. Let's take one more. And push it out. Feel that stretch to that hamstring, but also your Achilles, obviously. And then come through and then replace that foot. Just notice if that leg now feels different. Feet certainly should feel different. Let's take it to the other side. So we're rolling toe and press, shoulders stay down, way out there. Good. And press through to the top of the toe and press out. You are holding onto your abdominals and roll through and point and press it out. Stretch way out there. Good. And roll through. As you roll through, use the action of the toes to help you get more of a stretch. So you're pushing out, way out there. And then push with the toes down, lift the heel, and see if you can get an added stretch through that instep there. And come through. Bring the knees down. Let's go back into child's pose for a moment. Heads are loose. We're going to just rock forward into sort of a modified push-up position with the hips. So we're going to come up, bring the hands forward, and then just come to a diagonal. And push back and lengthen. And come forward, holding onto the abdominals. Good. And push back. 2 more. So the hips lift up, and we're going into that flat diagonal position with our spines. And back. And once more. Up into that flat position. And up. Now we're going to start to modify that and really use the spine a little bit more. So from the child's pose, we're going to lift the lower back up as we tilt the hips under, engaging the abdominals, walking the hands a little bit farther forward, push the hips forward, and then push through with the hips. So the spine is getting a chance to do a nice arc there. And here we are. So you're really letting the hips sink, shoulders are down, elbows are slightly bent, heads are up. Now we're going to stay with our heads and upper body up as we stick our derriere out, so we're getting into a cow kind of position. And then allow the spine, as it goes back, to fold back into your child's pose. So you're really trying to feel the journey. You may find that your hands are moving. Again, hips under, lower back lifts, reaching forward with the hands, making the hips drop, holding onto the abdominals, and allow that body to undulate so you get that spine really working there. Head may come up higher. Sticking the derriere out, creating that cow position, and then slowly allow that to ripple and undulate back into your child's pose. Let the head rest. 2 more. Hips tilt, lower back, feeling that back, open up, ripple, and come through and press. Hips forward, hips come up, shoulders are down, elbows are slightly bent. And then again, back into your cow-like position, coming around and down that spine, drop and in. Last time, ripple it up. Holding on, coming through, drop, all the way down. Good, and let the body come to an upright position. Head is lifted. Feel that nice stretch all the way from the knees going through the hips, through the front of the body and neck. And then cow, rippling back. Good. And settle into your child's pose here. Good. Let's curl the toes under. We're going to press back, pushing into the heels, and we're going to bring our hands closer to us, and we're going to take a stretch for the hamstrings. So from here, deep breath in. As you exhale, push the hips up. Now, because we've done so much work with the hips, you may find that you can really drive this upward motion through the hips with a fold in the crease of the front of the hips there, the hip flexors, and allow your upper body to drop so you get a deeper hamstring stretch through the backs of your legs. Head is loose. Let's take that again. Bend, going into your squat. Inhale. Exhale, press. Heels down, hips up, heads go down. Try not to rock back on the heels so your weight is more on the balls of your feet. And bend and come down. And you may notice as you do this that inhale, exhale, that your back is also getting some work here. Dropping down, but we're focusing on the hamstrings the most here. And again, bend. Coming back into your squat. Inhale. Exhale, press the hips down, stretch the legs up, and drop. Good. Let's shake our heads no. Let's shake our heads yes. Shake our heads no. And shake our heads yes. Okay, bending the knees, let's roll up through our spine, engaging the abdominals, coming to an upright position, rolling through that spine. Good. And then let's take our hands onto our hips and go into an arch. And our feet are parallel and underneath our hips, going into that cow-like position. Again, we're doing some rippling through that spine. Drop down. We're going to reverse that. So it's kind of like doing the same thing you did while we're on the floor, but coming to an upright position, rolling out through the spine, arc, and arch through. Breathe all the way down. Let the hips be heavy and loose, and rolling up through that spine. Each time, trying to really increase the space between the vertebra, and arch down. Good. All the way. Head stays up until the very last moment when it drops down and becomes heavy, and then it stays down as you roll up through that spine until the last moment, coming up and arcing down, really working through that spine. Breathe and come down. Good. Come back into your squat so your heels will be lifted. Let's take a deep breath in. Exhale, and once again, push the heels down, send the hips up, and drop the hips down. So your hamstrings will feel like they've been stretched, and this may become easier. We're going to add to this stretch, and you're going to bend first that front leg. All you're doing is slightly bending that front leg. The other leg is staying straight, and you will feel an additional stretch on the hamstring on the back leg. Straighten the front leg and reverse it. So the back leg is down. Trying to keep that head loose and shoulders nice and easy. Let's repeat. Front leg bends and left leg stays straight. We're going to take a total of 4 sets. Here we go with the left. Relax the shoulders. Make sure you're folding from the crease in the hips. And each time that you shift from one side to the other, here we're bending the front leg, you may find that you get a deeper stretch on the opposite leg. And straighten and bend the back leg. Let everything be loose again. Check that the head is loose, the shoulders are loose. And here we go, last time. We've got front leg bending, feeling the length that you can create in the leg and in the spine. And come up and over and shift. Way out there. Good. Coming back to your straight both legs. Let's walk the hands out. Going into a plank. Just hold it for a bit, making sure that the hips are in line with the spine, that you're not sticking your butt up, that you really have a nice flat position, holding, breathing, breathing, breathing. Keep it up for as long as you can here. We won't stay here forever, but I want you to feel the connection between the abdominals and the lower spine. Arms getting a workout too, of course. And then drop the knees down and go back into your child's pose, heads are dropped. Now we're going to take our back elbow and bring it in and bend it, and so that the positioning is just between the knees. The front elbow is going to bend too, but we're going to open up that front elbow in this bent knee position as we press down with the bottom elbow. So we're getting a deeper stretch in the spine. And then come back down. We're going to replace the elbow that's on the floor with the one that was up and push and bring that opposite elbow up. Trying to twist as much as you can. Use the power of the elbow on the floor to get you into a more twisted and stretched position. We're going to come back down. We're going to take this 4 total times in each direction so you can really get a chance to stretch as deeply as you can, way up there. Good. And come down. Each time you do this, you may find that you get a little bit farther over and up. Lift, twist, and feel that twist in the spine. And coming down. Good. Let's repeat that to the front, watching the placement of the elbow that's on the floor, way up there. Good. And come on down. And lift it up. Press, reach all the way up. And down. We have one more. You may find that you can really get pretty far up there, pressing with the elbow down and the top elbow press up and back, really opening up, letting the head go with you. Excellent. Coming down, shift, lift, and coming up. Right. Good. And come back down again. Let's roll up through the spine. Just notice how it feels in that whole lower back area. Let's bring our hands behind us. We're going to bend the elbows. Just by being in this position here, you may find that when you're pressing your knees down, that you get a stretch in your thighs, in your quads, the top of the quads. We're going to push the hips up a little bit, increase that a little more. So here we go. Deep breath in. Pressing the knees down, just press the hips up. It doesn't have to be very far. And you'll feel that stretch in the quads. And then come back down. Breathe in. Exhale. Press up. Maybe you can arc the upper body back a little bit as you continue to press the knees to the floor. And come down. Breathe in. Exhale. Press it up. Stretch. Maybe you can increase that so you get a little bit more of a bridge action happening. And come down. Last time. Breathe in. Exhale. Push the hips up. Undulate back so you get a deeper bridge there. Excellent. And come down. Coming up. Right. Good. Okay, I'm going to turn to the position where you can follow me. So I'll be off the mat in some ways. So I'm coming down and I'm rolling through my spine. And my knees are bent, and I'm going to bring my knees up, and I'm going to hug my knees into my chest. You can either use your hands here or use the crook of your elbow there. From here, we're going to take our hands and bring them to the inside, rotate the knees out, flex the feet, and open the legs. So you're open position here. And now we're going to drop the knees down and back. So your hands will be still on your elbow, on your ankles, but you may find the elbows are sort of pressing against the inside thigh. So we're doing a deep inside thigh stretch there. Come back with the knees and bring the knees towards each other. Your arms will be in the way. Here we go. Knees go out to the side. You're holding out your ankles. You're flexing your feet and you're pressing now the knees away. Arms will lengthen and stretch as your inside thigh will stretch as well. Good. Coming back in, knees come in and then close together. And now they open. Adjust the hand position if you need to. Feet are pressing together as you push those knees down and away And you're trying not to lift your head up. And come in and bring the knees back to the inside position together. And we have one more. Reach, press, knees out, and then down and away. So you're getting a deeper stretch in that inside thigh area. It should feel good. Maybe challenging, but good. And then come back in again, close the knees up, and you can do that nice little hug once again. So pulling the knees into the chest. You might find that your hip flexors allow you to get your knees closer to your chest after that stretch. Now we're going to go into a variation of that. So we're going to have our legs up. We're going to rotate the legs up, flex the feet, open them up a little bit, and then drop the knees in an open position down to the armpits. Take your hands and reach to your heels. Or if you can't reach the heels, you can grab some part of the leg, but you're trying to keep the feet so they're like walking on the ceiling. Taking a deep breath in. We're going to exhale and press the knees down with the hands. So we're opening that inside thigh even more. So this is a little bit different area that we're stretching in the inside thigh than we just did. And ease off a little bit. Let's take another deep breath in. Exhale, bringing the heels down, knees out, using the force of the hands to help give you a deeper stretch. Now we're going to continue this stretch. You're going to be kind to yourself. You're going to point the foot and then try and open the legs to a straight leg position out to the side. And you may not get to a complete straight legs. You may not get as far out to the side as I am, but you will feel a stretch there in the inside thighs. Let the shoulders be relaxed. Try not to bring them up. Try to relax them down as the inside thigh relaxes. And flex the foot, which will deepen the stretch. And we're going to come back to a pointed position with your toes coming together or towards each other. And then we're going to take this once more. Deep breath in. Exhale, press legs out, feeling the knees going out towards the armpits, and reach those legs out into this nice open position here. Good. Flex the feet. Now we're going to do sort of a seesaw here, and we're going to drop the right leg down, the right leg up as the left leg goes down, and then switch. So our hips will move a little bit. It's just this little seesaw from one side to the other to help open up the inside thighs, just in a little bit of a different way, and out, and rock it to the other side. Good. Come back to a neutral position. Let's point our feet, and let's take a couple of foot motions here. So toe, flex out through the heel, which may increase the stretch. Ball of foot and point, and toe and flex. Ball of foot and point, and toe and flex. Ball the foot and point. Last time. And toe. Feel that nice deep stretch. Flex. Ball the foot and point. Now we're going to gradually and gently shift our hands around and help our legs to come together. They're still in a rotated position. So you're going to be working the inside thighs, and we're going to cross the left leg over the right. And then gently, using your hands to help you, open and reach. Shifting the position of the hands to help. Feel the inside thighs working to bring you up and across the right leg over. And let's take it once more in each direction. So the legs go out. Feel the stretch. If your legs are bent, that's okay. And come up, pressing the lower back into the floor. So you're engaging abdominals, crossing the left, maybe cross even more, and open, and reach it out. Breathe. Good. And coming up, using the hands to help you, cross that right leg over and see if you can cross up a little bit more, which will give you an additional stretch. Good. Come back to neutral position, come to a parallel position, bend the knees. We're going to drop the feet on the floor, but the knees still stay bent. Reaching over to your right, you're bringing your right arm up as you bring your left arm front, and you go into your side lie with your knees bent. And just take a nice deep breath in here. Exhale and try and feel everything in your body settling towards the floor. So you're relaxing into the floor.
telling your muscles that they can be loose, that they don't have to work hard anymore. Let's take another deep breath in and make a noise as you exhale. Really feel the body settling into the floor. Letting go of the hips, the shoulders, feet, hands, head, legs, arms, and torso. One more deep breath in and let it go. Excellent. From here, you're going to roll up to a sitting position. So press with the hand that is in front of you. Make the top hip push away from you and let your body roll out sequentially so that the head's the last thing that comes upright. Good. And come and face front. You can sit in any position that feels comfortable for you. You can have a folded position or you can have your legs out in front. But do make sure the divine flesh is out from underneath you. And notice how much taller you may feel as you sit here. And reaching the arms out, inhale. Hands come together. Bring the hands into heart chakra. And I want you to give thanks to your body. Every time we give thanks to our bodies hear it all the way into each cell. And they then want to help heal you, keep you healthy, keep you flexible. Thank you very much for joining me today. If you like this video, I hope that you will subscribe and then you'll be able to know right away when the next video is put out. Have a good one.